Okay, welcome to the second video for the ISYS 110 subject. This one we're going to be going through and answering one of the lab exercises from the back of chapter 2. The one we're going to deal with here is called Teens and Credit. So we just go in and open the file, locate where it's been placed, and it's called credit data. It's asking us to apply a theme, or at least change the theme and the cell styles and adjust the columns as we like. Now I'm just going to change one of the themes. I do quite like what we've got there, but let's choose this one here. Okay, and the column width at the moment I believe is fine. We may need to change that at a later date, however. It now asks us to change the style here, or the format, to percentage, which it already is, and it wants us to change it to 1 decimal place. It is telling us to insert a graphic, so we go to the insert option and we select picture. So what we're going to use here is the credit card picture. Insert, and we can drag it and place it wherever we like. Okay, now looking at this, it does look a little bit sort of squashed, so let's adjust these a bit so they look a little bit nicer. Okay, now once we've inserted the picture, it's asking us to apply a picture style. So we click on the picture itself and we go to this format option, and here are all the styles. So the style it's asking us to apply is this one here. No, it's this one here. It's called Snip Diagonal Corner White. Select that. And now it's asking us to save the workbook. So we're going to select Save As, and it's going to ask us to call it whatever we like. In this case, I'll just add movie on the end. If it asks you to call it something else for the exam, do call it what it asks you to save the file as. Okay, so what it's going to want us to do now is to insert a clustered column chart. So we select the information, we go to Insert, select Column, and select the appropriate chart. We'll drag it under here and resize it ever so slightly. Okay, so now it's telling us to enter a chart title, and the chart title is taken from the top here. And we can just paste it in. It does want the second line to be per month. And it wants us to turn off the legend. So we click on the chart. We go to Layout, select Legend, and say None. Looking at this chart now, it's decided that the chart isn't appropriate and it wants us to change the chart. So we select the chart, go to Design, and select Change Chart Type. The chart that we're wanting to select is a clustered bar in 3D. So we go to Bar, and look for the first one. It's maybe in 3D. Here we go. Clustered bar in 3D. Click OK, and that looks a little bit more appropriate. We can select a style of our choice. In this case, we'll maybe try and match it with the colors we've got, maybe a red. There we go. Now it's asking us to add color to the chart title and to reduce the font size of the second line. So, as normal, change the font size, or we can go back to home and change the font size from there. Let's change it to 14. And we'll add some color. Maybe a grey. A dark grey. It's now asked us to change the color for the less than $50 data series, which is this bottom one here. So you notice when we select it, it actually highlights all of them. So we click on it again to select the individual one. We right click and we select Format Data Point. We can go to the fill and we want a solid fill, and we can choose whatever color we like. Might be appropriate to choose something from the same color scheme. But I'm having trouble. Maybe an orange. There we go, that does highlight it. And we can click close. It's now asking us to document the workbook. We'll click on the menu item, go to prepare and select properties. This will allow us to document the workbook with our author's name, title and so on. It's currently only asking us to include the author's name. I will, however, just add a title as well. And we'll close that. It's now asking us to preview the worksheet. So we go to print and preview. It wants us to center the worksheet horizontally on the page. So we go to page setup, go to margins, and we select horizontal. It also asks us to add a predefined header. We go to view, go to page layout. Now we'll see here that it's already been added. But if we wanted to add it again, we select header, and we can select any of these predefined ones. The one we want to select in this case for this question is the author's name, the page, and the date. Once that's done, the last thing it wants us to do is to make sure it's sitting on one page. So we go to page layout and ensure that it is selected to fit on one page. We can see here that it is. Okay, so that's it for the question for chapter 2. I will go ahead and move on to chapter 3 very soon. Hope this has helped you out. If you have any questions, please email me.